Guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me today. I'm on the Tesla website right now. I'm looking at pricing. Tesla's changed a lot of the pricing over the weekend, and I want to talk about that, especially if you're in the market for a new car right now. Now, a lot to cover, a lot to talk about. Let's talk about first the Model Y. Model Y is their most popular car. I own two of them. I bought one about a month ago, and the price has now dropped $2,000. Now, one thing interesting over the last quarter one of 2024, at the end of each month, Tesla kept saying, we're going to raise the price $1,000. We're going to raise the price $1,000. They did that twice over the first quarter to really incentivize people to buy their car, to jump on right away. And I think that got some people buying the car, but it got the price, the base MSRP of the Model Y long range, up to $49,990. That was the price just a couple of days ago. Now Tesla's dropped it $2,000, so it's back to kind of its original MSRP of $47,990. They've also changed their website to automatically, the default option is to include the tax credit and 5-year gas saving of $6,000. So you have to like toggle a switch in order to see the actual price of the car, which I think is silly. Tesla just try to hide the real price of the car, which is kind of silly. But $47,990. So the Model Y trims all received a $2,000 kind of price decrease. The paint colors are all the same. The gray, stealth gray, is still the free or included color. White's $1,000, blue's $1,000, black's $2,000, red's $2,000. That's the same. The wheels. No change there. The induction 20-inch wheels, those are $2,000 upgrade. You can only get the 7-seat or the third row seat in the long range version. You can't get it in the rear wheel drive. You cannot get it in the performance version. So right now is a fantastic time to buy one. Also a big change, big news coming out for the Model 3. So the Model 3 has been refreshed. It's the Highland version now. It's got a completely redesigned exterior, interior, a lot of nice upgrades. It's been a very attractive car. However, the pricing hasn't been very favorable because it no longer qualifies for the U.S. federal tax credit. So really, if you wanted one of these new refreshed or redesigned Model 3s, you had to pay really the full MSRP price and no tax credit, which made, if you wanted the long range Model 3, you had to pay, I mean, it was almost $9,000 to $10,000 more than a long-range Model Y. So it was kind of really those who really wanted it. But Tesla lowered the lease price from $399 to $299 for the Model 3. And I want to show you which trim, which variation of that qualifies for that $299 per month lease cost. All right, on the website, if we're looking at Model 3 and we're looking under rear-wheel drive, the rear-wheel drive is the $299 a month lease option. But it is interesting though. The down payment is $2,999. It's not a really high price. Sometimes they'll put $5,000, $6,000, $8,000 required down to get a low lease price like that. But it is 36 months, and it is only 10,000 miles a year. So you have 30,000 miles total to put on the car. If that's about the amount of miles you drive, and you got $3,000 to put down, that's not a bad option, because 3 years that car is going to be worth a lot less, because right now there's no tax credit if you purchase with cash or you finance it. If you do the lease option, they take the $7,500 tax credit and reduce your monthly payments with that. So the best way to buy a Model 3 right now is to lease the car. If you go long range, to get the $469 a month payment, you need $4,500 down, 36 months, and 10,000 miles a year. You can adjust that. It is, if you go into the calculator, you can put down, if you want to put down, let's say you only want to put down $1,500, and you only want to do a 2-year lease, and you want 12,000 miles, $663. Shorter term, 24 months, $1,500 down, 12,000 miles. So you can play around with the calculator and just see, but it's not rigid as far as what's required. You can adjust your down payment. You can adjust the miles. The most miles allowed is going to be 15,000 miles. So if you're driving more than 15,000 miles, if you're going to buy this car, you want to lease this car and you want to use it for Uber, for example, or Lyft, rideshare, something like that, you don't want to lease it. They don't give you enough miles for that. But if you're just doing regular commuting and you drive up to 15,000 miles or less, lease is a good option if you want a Model 3. Model S and X also received a $2,000 price cut on their base price as well. I was excited to see this, but it's still not enough to get a Model X third row seat. Base Model X, they call it the dual motor all-wheel drive. The base price now is $77,990. If you get the included paint color, included wheels, the only thing you add on is the 7-seat option. That's $3,500. It puts the price at $81,500. So I was hoping if they lowered that a little bit more or decreased the cost of the third row seat, you could almost get a Model X 7-seater under $80,000. And the real magic number to that is you get the tax credit. If the Model X is under $80,000 as configured, you get the $7,500 tax credit off that. So a base Model X right now, $77,990. If you get the included color and you put no options on it, you're getting that for 70 grand, which is a pretty good deal considering it gets the tax credit now. Thing on the Model S received a $2,000 price cut on both the long range and the plaid trim. So that was an interesting price cut. A few weeks ago, Tesla decreased the price of the monthly subscription on FSD, full self-driving capability. For the longest time, it's been a $12,000 outright purchase option when you bought the car, or you can buy it any time you have the car. And then they lowered the price from $200 a month subscription basis down to $99 a month on a subscription basis. So and when they did that, they still kept the $12,000 price tag, so it just made sense to pay for it month to month. Now they've decreased the price of the full self-driving to $8,000. So that's the cheapest we've seen FSD, full self-driving capability, for a long time. Looking at a Model Y configurator tool, doesn't even look like enhanced autopilot's even an option anymore. It's really just full self-driving for $8,000. It doesn't make sense to pay $6,000 for enhanced autopilot when FSD is $8,000. So they're probably just going to do away with the enhanced autopilot and just have FSD going forward. So not only is the software better, it's now more affordable, especially at $99 a month. That's a great deal for that. Tesla has also announced that they're doing away with their referral program. Up until now, they've had a referral program for the last couple of years pretty steadily, where if you refer someone, the person that buys the car through the referral link gets like usually some kind of an incentive, full self-driving, free supercharging. They've done different things, some credits, some referral credits. The referrer has also received some credits, and you've been able to redeem those for different software packages, supercharged miles, clothing, accessories, etc. Tesla is doing away with that at the end of this month, April 30th, 2024. It's interesting that they're doing away with that. Seems like Tesla is really just trying to streamline operations. We've heard of all these layoffs, 14,000 employees getting laid off. You know, I think it's a more challenging market for selling cars right now. It seems like the recovery from COVID has happened. Car lots are now filled with cars. Dealers are offering incentives to entice people to buy. Interest rates are high, and so in order to finance or borrow money for these cars, you do have to pay a higher interest rate. And so companies like Tesla are adapting to that, offering better incentives to help make the cars more affordable. So now is a great time to buy these cars. If you're in the market for these. I still think the best value right now is Model Y long range. Until Model 3 receives a tax credit for purchases, it's probably better to go Model Y, even though it's not the refreshed or Juniper version. Leave your comments down below. Does this entice you to buy a car right now, or are you going to hold out for summer, see if it gets more affordable? Or are you waiting for the Model Y Juniper, the refreshed Model Y? I'm curious. I do think, though, when the Model Y Juniper comes out, there's going to be no price cuts. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Guys, thanks for watching the video. Leave your comment down below. Hit that thumbs up button, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks.